Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Welcome to our Money in the Bank review. Nick, what's going on? What'd you think of Money in the Bank?
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Money in the Bank review, recap, analysis, breakdown, synopsis, thoughts, literary essay, prayers, all the other fucking terms I can fit in that piece of shit. For Money in the Bank 2018, now officially part of the Big Five when it comes to pay-per-views.
Yeah?
I'm a pay-per-view that felt like it dragged on a little bit. Definitely had its moments of
Kinda.
I gotta use the bathroom, and for some reason I have closed captioning on so I can read the closed captioning, and I don't really like it. I'm gonna turn it off.
It's something new they just added for live video on YouTube. It was like
Actually, I'm gonna keep it on.
It was implemented last week, and not every channel gets it yet. So they're slowly rolling it out. So if we got it, then awesome.
Some very interesting moments that went down, which I will get into throughout our discussion of the pay-per-view. So let's kick it off with the kickoff match, which we're not going to go into depth about. We're just going to talk about who won. It was the Bludgeon Brothers. They retained the tag team title against the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Luke Gallows is absolute money. He is probably the most reliable guy when it comes to wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Basically, Gallows and Anderson were going for the Magic Killer on Luke Harper. Rowan came in and basically just bull rushed. I think it was Anderson. They double team bombed on Gallows and pinned him. That was it. Wasn't bad. It was just, basically a regular SmackDown tag match.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good opener. The Good Brothers are over in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
They were very much over. But
anybody that's ever been Bullet Club is over in Chicago.
To kick off the main card, we've got...
Wait. Did you hear Booker on the pre-show throwing that shade at CM Punk?
Yeah, I don't even want to bring it up. I don't even want to bring it up.
Okay.
Because I knew for a fact that someone had to make a fucking Punk innuendo, and it's just fucking obnoxious because the fans that do it are childish. WWE, when they do it, is childish. It's like breaking up with an ex-girlfriend 5 years ago and still talking about her to this day. Just get over it.
Very true.
But we are gonna talk what kicked off the main card with Daniel Bryan and Big Cass.
YVNG race says Woken versus B Team. Now here's my theory on this. I think that match is going to the compound, because Matt Hardy teased it before the number one contender battle royal, saying that the winners of this battle royal are going to need to be prepared because Senor Benjamin needs to prepare the compound. But he didn't get the sentence finished before Bray cut him off, so he didn't actually say it, but he teased it. So I think the Raw Tag Title match could possibly be Ultimate Deletion 2. That's just my theory.
But
as far as Money in the Bank
talking
goes,
about it, what did kick it off was Daniel Bryan and Big Cass, and a match that was actually... I enjoyed it thoroughly. I think Big Cass looked super comfortable here. He looked very comfortable.
Better.
Yeah, he looked probably the best he's been since he's been back.
So,
you don't have a large cesspool to pick from of matches since he's been back, but out of all of them, so far it has been very good.
True. So basically, the match went as followed. It was better than the last match at Backlash. Bryan worked the left knee a lot on Cass during the match. Cass did moves like the torture rack. Basically, it was the big man versus the little man. Big man's stronger, little man's faster. And in the end, we did see Daniel Bryan with a running knee, heel hook, tapped out Cass.
Heel hook is one of my new favorite submission moves. It was phenomenal. I think the match was really good, and I see a ton of people in chat asking questions of what we thought of this. We're going to get to it, kind of our thoughts on specific things once we get to that specific match.
So then we get a New Day interview. Xavier Woods said he's feeling better after eating them peppers at E3. Kevin Owens showed up. So on the pre-show, we saw Kevin Owens walking around with a huge trash can, and someone brought him syrup. So we assumed he's going to the New Day and going to offer them some pancakes. And that's what he did. He came to the New Day, offered them pancakes. He goes, hey, I want you guys to take out Braun Strowman before the ladder match. And they go, oh, no, we ain't cheaters. We don't cheat, but we'll eat them pancakes. And then Owens goes, you know what? I'm glad it's no longer IHOP, and it's IHOB. And then,
obligatory IHOB modern day reference because Vince is hip with the times.
Right. They got to get that, whatever's trending this weekend.
Yeah. They look at the Twitter trend and they go, IHOB. What does that mean? I don't know. Let's say it.
Right. So then we had Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley, and honestly, I barely remember this match taking place. It was a total nothing match.
That was the second match on the card?
Yes, and Bobby Lashley basically just ran through Sami Zayn.
Quick match. Quick match.
Nothing. He hit him. Lashley sold a little bit early, but that was about it. And then he hit the three delayed vertical suplexes and got the pin.
That was it. It wasn't very good. They really need to pull Lashley out of what feels like just the garbage disposal. And when was the last time Sammy was in a feud and came out on top? Honestly, I'm asking as a genuine question.
Well, this is his first feud since before Hell in a Cell, like singles feud, because everything else from Hell in a Cell to Mania was all the Shane stuff.
Did you just burp midway through that?
Yeah, I didn't even know it just came out. It had a mind of its own.
Nice. So we did have Lashley win. So going on to the third match.
So Elias comes out, does his thing, talks about Chicago, and he's like, "What does WWE stand for?" And the crowd just walk with Elias, and he says, "I can't hear you. Walk with Elias." And as soon as they say it, he goes, "But I don't even think I want to perform here in Chicago because you're all scumbags who don't pay me any attention," which is true because half of the show they weren't paying attention.
Can I make a fucking note about commentary tonight?
Uh-oh.
Absolute dog shit. Coach was abysmal. There were times where the commentary team sounded clueless, like they didn't know what was happening.
No, I'm going to talk about Coach and Corey in the Ronda Nia match. Trust me.
Oh yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. But there was one specific part where Elias stops talking and he stands up and he is done with his performance. And then Seth comes out.
Well, even before that.
No.
Okay.
This is the specific thing I'm talking about.
Okay.
Was Elias is done. He stands up. He's moving his chair, and Seth naturally comes out. And it was either Corey or Coach that goes, "Oh, Elias doesn't like being interrupted. This can't be good."
Yeah, no.
It's hard to be fucking interrupted when you're fucking done.
When you basically said, "Never mind, I'm not going to perform. Let's just start the match."
Oh my god, there was a lot of things that I was upset at tonight.
So he calls Chicago scumbags, and what do? They start chanting, we are scumbags, we are scumbags," as loud as they could. Like, really? But like Nick said, he just basically said, "I'm not going to perform for you. Let's start this match," and it was a good match. I really enjoyed this match.
Mm-hmm. It was all right.
Rollins was bleeding from the mouth early on. He did 3 different dives during the match. One of them, Elias sidestepped. So the match was a lot of back and forth for probably the first half to a little more than half, not quite 3/4 of the match. A lot of back and forth. Then there was a spot where Seth went for a dive, missed it, landed on his feet, but he tweaked his knee. So that was the focal point for the match going there. Earlier in the match, Elias was working over the neck of Seth Rollins, but then it turned into the knee because he tweaked his knee. So there was a spot where Seth goes for a dive, and Elias sidesteps him and just throws him into the barricade. And Elias, this is probably the quickest sequence of moves I've ever seen Elias do.
Oh, it was so smart. It was bang, 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 bang.
Throws him to the barricade, doesn't wait 2 seconds before throws him into the turnbuckle on the outside, runs around, picks him up, throws him into the steps, runs in the ring, throws him in the ring. He hits him with the DDT, and it only gets a 2 count.
It was very good. It was very quick. I liked it a lot.
Elias showed a lot of, hey, if Seth can go quick, I can show that I'm not as slow as most people think I am, and I can, show some intensity and fire in these matches. Let's see, what else was there? Probably one of Elias's better singles matches. Let's see, the finish. The finish.
We'll talk about the finish.
Super heel finish by Rollins, though. But it worked because basically you had it to where Rollins was dead in the water. His knee was so messed up that he couldn't get any offense in. And so Elias rolls him up. Seth rolls through the roll-up, grabs his belt, and just yanks it and gets the pin.
It was interesting. You know what I think? You know what I genuinely think this match was?
What?
It was, hey, when we eventually want to strip Rollins of the IC title, when it's time for him to give it up, I think we're going to hand it over to this guy. What do you guys think? And he showed up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Elias showed up. It was phenomenal. He did a great job. Did a great job tonight.
So, let's see. Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I liked the match better than I guess you did. I expected worse.
So this is what the first one should have been.
Yeah?
You know what I mean?
Elaborate for a second.
It just, I personally felt like the way this ladder match went, I felt like it should have, the way it went and the way it went through and the way everyone worked, I felt like that kind of heart and intensity wasn't in the first one. The first one, there was nerves, and I completely understand. Of course, you're going to have nerves in those kind of matches. With this one, the women were great. They were calm. There was very little botches, if any. They were very, very fluent. They all looked comfortable. They all kind of looked like, all right, let's do this.
Here's one thing. Now, it was reported that the women were all sent to, I guess, the Performance Center leading up to this, like the last 2 or 3 days, to practice the match. All fine. But I saw a lot of backlash on that, saying, oh, why do the women have to practice when there's guys in their first ever Money in the Bank and they don't have to go practice, you know?
Because they have guys in that match that have been in that match before.
No, I'm saying women have, like, guys like it's their like Braun never been in a ladder match before.
Right, but there's guys that have been in that. There's guys that have been in those ladder matches before that can kind of carry them.
Yeah.
When it comes to the women matches, there's been one. There's been two technically.
Yeah.
There's been two technically.
This was the third. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was the third women's ladder match.
They did it the next week on SmackDown.
Well, I was trying to think if there was any other like singles ladder matches with women, but I can't. Not that I can recall.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, match wasn't bad. Early on in the match, Ember Moon and Naomi were the stars. Did a lot of good athletic moves here. The story of the match was that Becky Lynch, like last year, almost won, but couldn't win.
When is she gonna get some goddamn love?
I don't even know.
I love her so much. Becky, come on the show. I know you're a big fan.
Sasha Banks took some crazy bumps during this match. Charlotte did some spears where she would go under the ladder.
Looked like garbage.
And then, like you said, basically the last 5 minutes of the match was somebody climbs, somebody pulls them off. They climb, somebody pulls them off. They climb.
And it felt very repetitive. And I understand, what can you expect from a ladder match? But at least in the men's ladder match, they had pull them off, do something interesting. This one was... Lana would go up to Naomi, pull her off, push her. Lana climbs. Naomi comes back, pulls her down, pushes her, climbs. And someone else succeeds and pull down, push, climb. That person, pull down, push, climb. It just got so repetitive and repetitive.
Yeah, that was the one bad thing about like I said, I liked the ladder match, but it did at the end get a little like we're kind of doing the same thing over and over, and might as well just end it now.
Exactly, but Again, it was fine. It was a fine women's ladder match.
But in the end, the story was that Lynch basically had it won, which I hated this finish because Becky literally was up there, had the carabiner open, and then she just freezes. Like, why did you just freeze? Bliss tips over the ladder. Becky falls. Bliss climbs up and pulls down the briefcase. Like
it was weird. I think
she
missed her cue.
Huh?
She just missed her cue, I think.
No, I don't even think that. It was... I don't know, because literally... It was. She had it won. She could have just slid the briefcase off. I know she wasn't supposed to win, but she could have... If you're thinking this as a shoot, she could have just slid that briefcase off before Alexa did anything. She had that much time. So maybe she rushed it, and she shouldn't have actually pulled the carabiner all the way in. Or she should have, reached for the briefcase a couple of times, knocking it and having it swinging, so she was... I don't know. Mm-hmm. But in the end, Alexa Bliss did win, and that wasn't the last time we saw Alexa. Actually, most people missed this. She did an interview backstage with Mike Rome that was on WWE.com, and he was just like, you've won it. You're Miss Money in the Bank. What are your plans now? And Alexa went, I think I've got an idea, and just walks away. And boy, did she have an idea.
Mm-hmm. Why B Team versus Hardy and Wyatt doesn't took place. I'll let you retry that sentence with proper English, or you can just rewind to where we answered it. But that was the women's ladder match. Very, very fun and entertaining.
Interesting segment.
I see everyone's paying their respects to Kevin Owens with the F. I appreciate it.
I don't get it.
It's just a meme on the internet. If someone dies when they're playing a video game, you type F for respects,
gotcha.
And you're paying your respect with F. So
yeah, he was.
Fuck me.
I thought that table spot from Ciampa Gargano was bad.
Big F.
But soon
Thanks,
as
Dash.
soon, I mean, I'll talk about it when we get to it. But soon as I saw Owens climb, I can see that that spot it was set up. You could tell there was like 3 tables there with there had to be a crash pad under it too.
Yeah.
Like I saw when he started climbing, when Braun started climbing the ladder, I noticed it. I was like, oh, that's what. Yep. Okay. Anyways, so we had a very interesting segment with the general managers and the constable. So
Corbin, I don't think Corbin knows how the fuck this match works.
I don't know. I don't think he knows how the GM job works.
He's like, so long story short, Corbin looks at Kurt Angle and goes, "We won one. Now we better win the other. So make it happen, Kurt." Yeah, it's like, what is Kurt gonna do?
Literally. So Kurt's like, oh yeah, telling Paige, we won the women's Money in the Bank. That's 1 for Raw, no for SmackDown. And Paige is like, we still got the men's. That's fine. And Corbin walks in, and he's like, you shouldn't be playing patty cake with Paige over there. Like, playing patty cake? What? And then he basically told Kurt, if someone from Raw isn't likely to win, you better interject yourself. And
Sebastian Martinez.
Oh, Sebastian Martinez and Corey Saylor.
What did you think about the pay-per-view as a whole? Did it meet your expectation? What do you think? Do you think it was better than TakeOver? I don't think it was better than TakeOver, but we'll get to what we thought about it as a whole, and did it meet our expectations and everything. And Corey just says, Braun! Thanks, Corey.
Thank you guys for the donations.
You're the best, man. I love you, Corey.
So,
Owens is thick.
I thought it was funny there when Paige was like, Baron, oh, wait, we call you Constable Corbin now.
Baron, oh, I call you I can't do a very good British
Baron,
accent.
oh wait,
Constable Corbin.
Constable now.
Constable Corbin, do you want? Are you mad because you lost your Money in the Bank? I can't do a very good accent.
She goes. Are you just upset because when you cashed in, you horrifically failed your cash in?
I really like what Wild Boy says here. He says he needs to go completely bald. He looks miserable or miserable. Like he just looks like he's aging.
His hair's already growing back.
Oh God, I miss Corbin.
That means they didn't beck it. They just used the razor, the shaver.
Type F in chat to say rest in peace to Corbin's hair. Anyway,
all right. So then we had Roman Reigns, Jinder Mahal.
Can I just talk about the match first? Make it quick. Talk about the match. I have something to say.
So Sunil Singh comes out in a wheelchair and does this deal,
the
modern day Maharaja, and they were like, you got to commend this man for coming out here even though he's hurt. Like, shut up, Corey Graves.
That's phenomenal.
The match was exactly what you would have expected from a Jinder
Mahal
Roman Reigns match, but it wasn't bad.
It
was what you would expect, but on the good side. So both guys worked really hard in this match. The crowd spent a lot of the match, though, shitting on the match. They were doing there was at least, from what I saw on Twitter, one guy said there was 2 to 3 beach balls during this match alone. And you can obviously tell they were doing the wave. Like it went around, at least that I noticed, it went around at least 4 or 5 times.
All right. I'm taking it from here.
Oh, we go.
Long story short, Baron Corbin won with the spear.
Huh? Baron, you mean?
I'm sorry. Roman Reigns won with the spear.
And Sunil's not really injured. Go.
Now I'm gonna tell you guys something. For anyone in the Allstate Arena, for anyone that goes to Raw tomorrow, for that helicopter outside, just because you bought a ticket doesn't entitle you to be a cunt. You can go to a wrestling show, and I understand not liking Roman Reigns. You don't have to like Roman Reigns. I love Metallica. There are Metallica songs that I do not like, so I don't listen to them. If there's a Roman Reigns match I don't like, I don't fucking watch it. I don't sit on my fucking Twitter and complain all the goddamn time saying, oh, well, Roman, Chicago needs to just obliterate the Roman match. They need to chant CM Punk. They need to chant this. Those are coming from the same people that are saying that are the people that listen to the YouTubers that don't like wrestling. They're just like getting under people's fucking skins. You're chanting CM Punk. You're chanting for a guy that clearly doesn't give a shit about you or wrestling. A guy that left wrestling. A guy that got his shit rocked in the UFC. A guy that got fired from the fucking UFC. You're out there throwing fucking beach balls in the crowd. I get that you paid. I don't give a shit that you fucking paid. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. That doesn't give you the right to be a cunt in the middle of the fucking arena. It's bullshit. It's fucking retarded. It is the worst thing on the planet to sit there and think, I'm making a difference because I'm booing him. It's not funny. It's not cool. It's absolute fucking cancer. It's just become the worst thing on the planet for me. God damn.
All right, I'm trying to find a tweet that Sean sent out that I want to read. Basically about what you said. Hold on, I'm trying to find it here. He quote tweeted Charles Robinson. Where is it at? Hold on.
I'm just looking at chat here. It's like, I can't even last name Bell for it. Man, you just shut up because fans need to sound their opinion towards trash products. I get sounding your opinion by saying, "Boo, this guy sucks," not chanting,
But the
stupid
match wasn't
fucking
trash.
abysmal bullshit.
The
The
match
match
was
wasn't trash.
fine.
You were just told on Twitter by some fucking neckbeard that you need to boo. You don't need to. That's what people don't get. That's what people don't understand.
I don't think I can find the tweet now. Oh, here it is.
It's hilarious to me that people think, oh man, some YouTuber I listen to told me I should boo Roman Reigns. That's brilliant. I don't have a mind of my own. I can't think of that on my own. You're fucking idiots. It's abysmal.
All right, I thought I found the tweet, but I didn't. Because basically it was like, hold on, where's the Charles Robinson original tweet? Charles Robinson said, he tweeted out, Charles Robinson, announcer in the WWE, or not announcer, referee in the WWE and head of the ring crew. He tweeted out about the... Man, I'm not going to be able to find it now. Anyways, there was a lot of... he says, for Charles Robinson tweeted, for as great a town that Chicago is for wrestling, one of the best ever, it is really disappointing that they can be so disrespectful when guys like Jinder Mahal and Roman Reigns are busting their butts giving us a great match.
It's disrespectful to sit there and not do that. And then you're going to bitch and moan when Roman continues to be pushed. You got to understand that Vince, he's looking at it reactionary wise. You're giving a reaction. If you say, boo, I don't like this, I'm not going to make noise. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to go get a beer. I'm going to go get a hot dog. If you sit there and you do that, that makes more of an impact than chanting CM Punk will ever do. And if you're chanting CM Punk, you're probably not even really a CM Punk fan, because if you were, you'd understand that he doesn't want to come back.
Exactly.
So I want to say, thanks for the people that said, oh, that was awesome. I didn't do that for your guys' validation. I mean, it's just the truth. It's depressing that wrestling's turned into what can I complain about today, not what was cool today.
Right.
This whole pay-per-view, I felt like I saw tweets of, what can I complain about? How can I complain about this match? What was bad about this match? What was bad about this match? And it's very good to be critical and it's good to question things, but you need to give praise where praise is needed. Exactly. A lot of these matches tonight, Nicholas Bronson over on Twitter tweeted me, and he was very honest with me, and I really like what he said here. He had told me, and I'm going to pull it up here. He had said, both ladder matches were very entertaining. A good IC title match at Bryan and Cass was good. Rousey and Nia had story and was suspenseful. It was very good. Alexa becoming champ again was excellent. AJ and Shinsuke had their best match so far. Nicholas felt like this was pay-per-view of the year. I'm not going to say it was pay-per-view of the year, but
it wasn't bad.
It was finally a main roster pay-per-view that I felt like wasn't a giant waste of my time. I didn't feel like I wasted my entire Sunday by calling out of work. There was something good behind this. But and Andrew Rodriguez says, how can a match be entertaining if it's 100% predictable? I understand. What you got to we all know that wrestling's predicted. We can predict matches from now until the next year's WrestleMania. That's fine. But it's a matter of how they get us there. What they do in the ring. The AJ Shinsuke match was kind of predictable, but you wanted to see how they were going to get us there. It was interesting.
You don't rate a match on how predictable the winner's going to be. You rate the match on how good the people in the match are, how good they worked the crowd, and how good they actually reacted to the crowd reaction of their match.
There you go. But that was just that was my 2 cents on the whole boo Roman thing. Let's say these specific things. Come on, Allstate, we can do it. It's like, you're not really a wrestling fan if you're doing that. You're just someone that wants to start shit. And it's not funny. It's not cute. It's just
No, I think you got your point across.
They got your money. I don't understand.
I understand exactly what you're trying to say.
Let's continue on here.
All right. So then we had a pretty cool little video package on. Her name is Katie Miller. She is a power lifter in the Special Olympics.
This was adorable.
I liked it a lot. Shows that, You know, she's out in the world. She's living her life.
She got a job.
She's loving her life. And, you know, her mother is, I think it was her mother. Mother is proud of her for being, you know, accepted into the Special Olympics, being a power lifter, doing what makes her happy. She was actually there, and the crowd was chanting for her. I liked it.
Yeah, could you? Man, I really want to know what was going through that, you know, that young girl's mind when the Allstate Arena is chanting your name, and you're like, oh fuck.
Because at first, like, she was like, they put the camera on her, and I guess it was like her mom or whoever was with her, like tapped her, like stand up. She's like, oh, and then like, I don't know, 30 seconds in, she finally got to like, oh, maybe I should wave. I mean,
it was adorable.
I mean, it was you know, she's not one of these wrestlers that knows how to pander to the crowd or anything. So for what it was good. And I like Big Show's new role of being this Special Olympics ambassador,
like a brand ambassador.
The guy that goes out there and talks to all these different and gets their, you know, I liked it. This is what the second or third video like this that we've seen with Big Show. It's pretty cool. So
yeah,
then
it was very, very adorable. I loved it, and she could probably beat the shit out of me, honestly.
Carmela. Yeah, what did they say? She deadlifted like over
215.
215. That's what it was.
215.
And it was over 2.
That's almost as much as I weigh. That's insane. But all right. Next we had the SmackDown Live Women's Championship match with the return of the big
wait,
hog.
don't.
The man with the biggest dick on the roster, James Ellsworth.
Big hog. According to Daniel Bryan. As Daniel Bryan would say on Talking Smack, hog, 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 hog. Anyways.
Goddamn. Apparently he has a huge hog.
Carmela versus Asuka for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Carmela started this match off perfectly for her character. Asuka was running at her with strikes, and so she jumps up into the ropes and goes, oh, can't touch me while I'm here. Back her up. Loved it.
I thought that was good. I thought it was cute.
So Carmela's like the perfect heel female. Her and Alexa are like the perfect heel females. Anyways, so Carmela looked very good for most of the match, especially towards the end. The end, though. So there's a lot of back and forth throughout this match. Asuka was in control, and then all of a sudden, somebody dressed as Asuka all of a sudden appears on the apron. And Asuka is frozen in, I don't know if you can say fear or confusion.
Confusion. It was confusion. That's what I would say.
And the person standing there, we all know who it is. Like, it's no surprise. They're just standing there, not moving, not
I don't
anything.
think the live crowd honestly knew. I don't think they knew. I don't think the live crowd knew.
Oh, okay. So
I bet.
So this mystery person, quote unquote, is standing there, and just standing there frozen. And then she goes to attack Carmela. Carmela ducks under. She turns back around and sees the person again and just freezes again. So finally, the arm comes up of the mystery person, grabs the mask, pulls it off, and it's the hog, James Ellsworth. And I loved it. He looks at her, and he just throws that smile and wink. And it's like, whoa, what just happened?
So he's back. Carmela wins, by the way.
Well, yeah,
Carmela retains.
Yeah, Carmela hits her super kick, I guess you could say. I guess you call it a super kick.
It was a kick. So I heard Corey Graves say, it looks like James Ellsworth is back here in WWE. That's exactly what he said. So I'm assuming this is going to be maybe they signed with like a 6-month deal?
Or maybe he signed another 1-year deal. That's what he signed last time was a 1 year, and they didn't re-up it.
That would be great if he signed. I would be.
I mean, I always liked
genuinely happy.
I liked the James Ellsworth Carmela stuff.
You need.
I mean, the dog collar stuff was a little out there.
Yeah.
But other than that, I loved it, the Carmela stuff, because James Ellsworth was that perfect, just annoying motherfucker, I guess you can say.
Yeah, he was.
Carmela.
He was a very good comedic timing thing too.
And Carmela wins the match. Not Ellsworth interjected himself and Asuka wins by DQ or anything like that. No,
Carmela
pinned her and beat her. And what did Carmela say? She beat Charlotte Flair twice. Charlotte beat Asuka, so she can beat Asuka.
And she did, which was nice.
So then, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, WWE Championship, last man standing. Match went about 30 to 31 minutes.
This match, I want to start the breakdown from the punt. Just the punt.
On the outside?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. It had its ups and downs. That's what I'm gonna start it with. The match had its high moments, its low moments, and it went up and down. So let's see. Styles gave a low blow on the floor to Nakamura. Nakamura got up before the 10. Styles did a springboard. Was it a clothesline or it was the forearm?
It was a forearm, yeah, phenomenal forearm.
From the ring to the outside on Nakamura, crashing him through the table. Both men go through the table. Styles gets up. Nakamura doesn't. But you missed a key thing before that low blow. The Styles clash off the steps to the freaking floor. That was brutal.
That was pretty nice, too.
And he just splatted him.
I like that a lot.
But now it's like, okay. Because, like, he hits that Styles clash. Nakamura gets up, and he can barely hold himself up against that announce table. But he's still like, I'm not dead. AJ, you got to kill me before I stay down. And AJ killed him through the announce table. And AJ wins. It's like, what? Now, I have a theory. Tomorrow, they're announcing the cover star for WWE 2K19. AJ Styles is rumored to be the cover star. So maybe they thought, oh, crap, AJ's going to be on the cover of the video game. We don't want him to go into this looking like, oh, well, why should we care about him as the cover star if he just lost at the pay-per-view the day before? I know it's kind of a dumb way of thinking, but that's kind of a way WWE would think. We can't brand this guy. We can't use this guy for promotional reasons if he just lost.
Well, I mean, thinking about it in general sports terms, NBA's doing that with LeBron. LeBron just lost the finals.
They announced that before the finals and all that. They announced that before it was over, though.
That's true. That's a good.
They were on game 2 or 3 when they announced it.
That's fair.
So I get where you're coming from, though. You had a good point there.
Yeah.
But now, where do they go next with both AJ and? I mean, AJ, you got to go Joe. You got to have
AJ
Joe's
has to be Joe. Nakamura, you could go. You could go Bryan. You could go.
Well, you could go Bryan because there's already there's that built-in of Nakamura interfered in the Bryan AJ match on SmackDown way back when, but I mean that's a little far out there.
You could do Bryan. You could do.
I mean, I just hope they don't do. I hope they don't do. Oh, this week on SmackDown, Nakamura versus Joe, #1 contender match, and then Nakamura just wins. I hope we don't get another match at Extreme Rules. It's got to be done by now. It's it has to,
at least for a while.
Yeah, the 3rd. So they announced that the Australian show, Super Showdown, will not only be on the WWE Network, but it's going to also be available on pay-per-view. And for all of you people in Melbourne or in the surrounding areas, I don't know, I've never been to Australia. I've never looked at the map really of Melbourne, how close other cities are. But if you're near, tickets go on sale Thursday for Super Showdown.
So we do have a friend going.
No way.
Well, someone in the Discord's going. Someone I play on stream a lot.
Awesome.
Luca Troller is going.
Oh, okay.
Luca, I have a question. If you're still here, if I go, can I stay at your house?
Okay. That's a hell of a plane ticket.
No, plane tickets to Australia, really cheap.
How much would you consider really cheap?
I mean, let me take a look. Talk.
All right, so hold on, I gotta.
SFO to Australia is only $1,000.
Only.
It's only $1,000. That's not that expensive.
All right. So, anyways, Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey, Raw Women's Championship match. I gotta say, I don't know. I noticed this about right after Ronda took the tumble out of the ring. Her face just went pale white for the rest of this match. Was it always pale, or was it pale after that spot?
I think it was pale the whole match.
Because like her body, she was normal skin tone, maybe not really tanned, but like she had got some sun. But then her face was just like I saw a ghost, pale white, weird. But so match goes, and Nia's just destroying her.
Oh, absolutely,
killing her. Murder. Nia goes for a Simone drop at one point, and she reverses it. Ronda does into a Kimura lock. She gets her down, but Nia powers out of it. Nia gives her the stiffest, hardest, just power bomb. Ronda just splats on the mat. I think it was Michael Cole who goes, I think that's the first ever. No, it's Corey. Goes, I think that's the first ever powerbomb that Ronda's ever taken. Well, at least in a match we've seen, because she didn't take a powerbomb in the Mania match. So she takes the powerbomb. Nia goes for the cover. She kicks out. Ronda goes to stand up, and she barely gets to like one knee, and she just falls backwards out of the ring. Now I don't know.
You called that a botch. I think that was planned.
I at first thought it could have been a botch. Like, oh crap, she's kind of confused because that bump off the powerbomb looked a little rough. But then once Nia went straight to her just to rough her up some more, I was like, no, that had to have been the plan. Mm-hmm. Because at first I was just like,
sorry for the 100-mile-an-hour sniffling from me. It is, I don't know why my nose is so stuffed all of a sudden.
You're fine. I got a raunchy cough. Anyways.
Gosh.
So Nia gets her back in the ring, just destroying her again, hits her with a crazy Samoan drop, and then she puts her in a freaking bear hug. And Coach goes, this is perfect for Ronda Rousey. And Corey Graves is like, what are you talking about? He goes, let me speak. Hold on. This is perfect. Because now that she's in this bear hug, she can get her wits about her. She can catch her breath again. And even Michael Cole goes, she can't catch her breath with Nia squeezing her. Yeah. And
it's just not really a thought process in his head.
So Coach is just like, no, look, watch. She's the pace is slowing down. Ronda can get her wits about her again. And so she breaks out of the bear hug, and Coach goes, look, I told you she was able to get her wits about her. And Corey goes, Coach, why are you still employed here?
Yeah. Why are you still here? Get the fuck out.
So she gets out of the bear hug, and they fight for a little while. They, trade some spots, and then all of a sudden Ronda just fires up out of nowhere. Because at one point, Ronda goes to the top rope, hits a crossbody, cool, and then Ronda just fires up with freaking punches to the face, to the gut, mainly to the gut and the chest. And then she tries to lock on the armbar, and she did the Stephanie McMahon spot where she's got it, her arms there. Nia's no longer got the counter kind of like, clasp of the hands. She's like, I'm going to pull the armbar. I'm going to pull the armbar. Are you ready, Nia? I'm going to pull it. I'm like, just pull the freaking armbar and win the match already. And then Alexa Bliss runs in and attacks Ronda Rousey with the briefcase, causing a disqualification. Ronda wins by DQ. But then Alexa goes ham bone with this damn briefcase, runs out of the ring, starts attacking Ronda with the briefcase, lays Ronda out, comes back in the ring. Nia's got a messed up arm, so she just starts swinging that briefcase at Nia. Like, she wasn't even like just, holding it with both hands and like hitting her with it. She's got it in one hand and her arm's just flailing.
Yeah. So
she's just attacking her with this briefcase. Finally hits the DDT, and then she goes, I got another idea. So she climbs to the top rope, and I go, no, don't do it. Because I thought because Ronda disappeared for a second. So I thought Ronda was going to like push her off the top rope in a failed cash in. But she hits the Twisted Bliss or the Sparkle Splash, whatever you still want to call it. Pins Nia Jax. Alexa Bliss back on top. The goddess is a 5-time champion. I loved it.
I like it.
And this makes her the third person in history to cash in on the same night that she won the briefcase. Do you know the other two?
Dean Ambrose. Give me a hint on the other one.
It was the same night that Miz won for the Raw Money in the Bank. 2010.
Daniel Bryan? I don't fucking know.
Kane.
Oh, Kane.
Kane cashed in on Rey Mysterio after Rey had defeated Swagger.
Because Jack Swagger. Fuck me. That is a real 2010 sentence right
Jack
there.
Swagger.
Yeah, Jack Swagger. I'm
going to Alexa Bliss.
The ankle lock.
5-time
goddamn
women's champion. 3 times on Raw and twice on SmackDown.
There you go. Now for the main event of the evening.
Men's Money in the Bank.
It was all right.
All right.
It was fine.
First off, I got to say, Finn out here, they said he looked like Spider-Man with his gear. I tweeted out that he needs to make sure Seth don't see him because his gear was a little sparkly. He'd take Jericho's spot as the new Sparkle Crotch.
True. Very true.
So everybody comes out, and then the New Day comes out.
The New Day?
Xavier being the one to be in this ladder match. And I'm like,
I love the way they did this.
I was like, okay, Xavier. I mean, any of them would be good. And then so Xavier starts to go down the ramp, and he stops. And he rips his shirt off like Hulk Hogan, and his chest says Kofi. So Kofi comes down, and Kofi has now tied Kane at 7 Money in the Bank appearances. Both men have that's the most Money in the Bank matches. You would think Kane has been in one of the people with the most Money in the Bank matches.
Yeah.
Kane been in the most Money in the Bank, most freaking Royal Rumbles. Kane's done it all.
Jericho's never won a Money in the Bank, Smoke Moda.
Huh?
He said didn't Jericho cash in on the same day? He never won it.
Jericho's never won Money in the Bank. Anyways, so the story of the last week was Kevin Owens was telling everybody they needed to team up on Braun. So what did they do as soon as the bell rang? They all teamed up on Braun.
Brilliante.
And Corey Graves goes, see? Kevin Owens was right all along.
Yeah.
So, teaming up on Braun. You've got Rusev. It was Rusev. Had him pinned in the corner where everybody else was just throwing punches. Finally, Bobby Roode and Finn Balor go, screw it, we're going to fight each other. So finally, Braun throws them all off of him, and he just clears the ring. So he goes outside to grab a ladder, starts to put the ladder in the ring, and Kofi first Joe attacks him out of nowhere. Then Kofi dives off the ring steps, attacks him out of nowhere, and then they all start, quadruple or 5-tuplet, whatever it's called, teaming up on Braun. So they bring Braun all the way to the top of the ramp. They're all just beating him with ladders. And then the spot when it was Roode and Finn had the ladder together, they were both holding each side, and they crashed it into Braun. Braun falls down. They start throwing all these ladders on him. There's like a 50-foot ladder out there. They crash that down, and then all of a sudden you got to think, where's The Miz? Thank you, Dargon Ball Radiant, for the $1.99 super chat donation. He said, making Asuka look stupid. Mask was off.
Thanks, man.
So you're thinking, where's Miz? All of a sudden, Miz is in the ring setting up a ladder. And I'm like, this is the greatest freaking finish to a ladder match, Money in the Bank ever. 5 minutes in, and Miz is just going to win it because everybody else is distracted with Braun. I loved it. So Miz is in the ring. He scampers up that ladder really fast, and all of a sudden, Joe and the others realize. So Joe runs down to the ring. Like, Joe was sprinting. Slides into the ring, pulls Miz down, and then the match just basically starts from there. You got all the guys fighting. At one point, Kofi did his trust fall off the top rope to the outside on top of everybody. There was a spot where Kevin Owens was fighting with Finn Balor on the outside. He took Finn Balor down, and then he put him onto the announce table. He teased jumping off, I guess it was like a 20, 30, 40-foot ladder onto... He basically was probably going to frog splash him through the announce table. So as he's climbing up, he notices in the ring, Rusev is climbing a ladder to get the briefcase. So he stops, goes in there, pulls down Rusev. They fight for a minute. There was a spot where Finn Balor... Well, this was later. Never mind. I'm not going to jump ahead. So there's another spot where Miz is at the top of the ramp for some reason. He grabs one of the ladders and he starts to bring it down to the ring. And all of a sudden, Loch Ness Monster comes out of the swamp. Braun grabs that ladder that Miz is pulling. And basically, Miz can't go nowhere unless he lets go of the ladder. Braun gets up and everyone's like, oh, crap, we're screwed. Braun comes down and lays everybody out again. Literally, he came out of that pile of ladders like the Loch Ness Monster. So he goes down there and he beats everybody down again. Looks like he's going to climb up the ladder, but doesn't. We then notice that he's got a cut on his elbow. Joe's got a cut on his elbow. And then they're all fighting back up at the top of the ramp yet again. So I think it was, who was it? It was Joe? No. Yeah. It was Joe, Roode, and Owens beating up Braun. And there's just a random table. Was the table already set up when they got up there?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. The one that Owens went through?
No. The other one that they were going to try and put Braun through.
No, I think Owens set that up.
Okay. Anyways, there's a table that they got set up. And so you would assume, what are they going to do with this table? And so they tease putting Braun on the table. And Joe literally looks at Owens and goes, get your ass up that ladder.
Get your ass up there.
And Michael Cole goes, wait, what did Joe just tell him? And it's like, oh, well, I don't want to repeat that. Like, you couldn't tell. Everybody else was like, I don't want to repeat that. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, nobody says it. And so Owens climbs this near 50-foot ladder, gets to the top, and Braun gets off the table, beats down Joe, beats down Bobby Roode.
Nope, Rusev.
Oh, was it Rusev?
Yeah, it was Rusev.
Well, I thought Roode was up there too. Anyways.
No, it was not.
Okay, never mind. My bad. Anyways, so Owens sees that Braun is ready to come kill him. And he literally got his hands clasped. He's like, please, just let me get down. Please, I wasn't going to do it anyways. They told me to do it. I wasn't going to. And so Braun climbs the ladder as Owens is trying to climb down the other side. They meet in the middle, and Braun grabs his arm and yanks him up the ladder. I'm like, what are they going to? And as they're climbing, they're going up the ladder, I see there's a set of tables with a big old tarp or tablecloth over it. So you're like, oh, I know what's going to happen here. Crash pad time. And so he gets him to the top. And he just throws him off of this. It had to be like a 40, 50-foot ladder.
It was pretty high fucking up.
And Owens just crashes through these tables. It was worse, like I said, worse than the Gargano Ciampa table spot the night before. Because it was such a high fall. And so takes that crazy spot. And Braun gets down and he slowly starts to go back down to the ring. As you go back to the ring and everyone's down there fighting in the ring, you've got Rusev tried to climb at one point. You got Balor tried to climb at one point. Balor and Miz are fighting on the ladder. Finally, they both get down. And then Bobby Roode gets taken down. And then you think, okay, what's Finn going to do? Coup de grace? Or no, well, first, Finn's on the apron. And he looks like he's going to do some sort of springboard. And he's trying to get himself in position. And he's like moving his back around. And then he realizes, wait, there's a ladder behind me. It was the ladder that Owens has set up earlier. So he climbs up this ladder. It's probably a 30-foot ladder. Keep in mind, the ladder's on the outside of the ring. He climbs up probably second from the top, third from the top rung. Coup de grace into the ring on top of Bobby Roode. The announcers are like, oh, man, he shouldn't have done that. He could have tweaked his ankle. I think it was Michael Cole said that. And Corey goes, he doesn't care. He's trying to win Money in the Bank. And so he climbs up the ladder, gets thwarted. And so there's a spot near the end where Miz is climbing. He's like halfway up Braun had started first climbing. Braun's climbing slow. Miz jumps on the other side of the ladder. He's climbing a little faster than Braun. And all of a sudden, Kofi springboards from the apron onto Braun's back. And Braun no-sells it and just keeps climbing. So they're all at the top of the ladder. You've got Miz on one side. You've got Kofi and Braun on the other side. They're beating the crap out of each other. And then Kofi lets go. He's got his legs up inside the ladder. But Kofi does the same spot from the Greatest Royal Rumble where he was on Xavier's back. And he just he's going to fall backwards. But he doesn't actually fall. Finally, he gets taken off. And Braun climbs up the ladder. Grabs the briefcase. And wins.
Yeah.
I love the match. Bad.
It was fun.
It was fun. And,
thank you, Josue Limas, for the $1.99.
Yeah. So
that was money.
I was surprised that both the men's and the women's winners were from Raw. And not one from Raw, one from SmackDown. But at the same time, I think because everybody was expecting one from each, it was I guess you could say, good little swerve.
Yeah, I guess it was fine. That was Money in the Bank 2018. We have been Pro Wrestling Unlimited. You can follow me on Twitter at PW_Armstrong. You can follow us on Twitter.
Forgot. Rusev tried a triple accolade.
Outstanding. He got it off.
He barely got it before
he got put
in a damn coquina clutch. But that was, as Nick was saying, Money in the Bank.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at PW_Armstrong. You can follow us on Twitter at PWUnlimited. Right here on YouTube, check out Fightful, of course. Tim, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TimmyBuddy.
Change your fucking username, you mark.
And like Nick said, go check out our friends over at Fightful.com. They got the best WWE, any wrestling news. You need to know it. They've got it. MMA news, they got it. Boxing news, they've got it. You can find them on any of their 50 Twitter handles. Fightful Online, Fightful Wrestling, Fightful Boxing, Fightful MMA. So go show them some love. We will be live again tomorrow after Monday Night Raw, which should be a very interesting show as we do start the build to the Elimination Chamber.
As we do. So thank you guys so much for listening to them.
Listening to us, not them.
Well, I donated before.
Huh?
Oh, Dragon Ball, did you donate? Did I miss a donate?
Oh, yeah, I called it. I was during the men's ladder match. I called it out.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, well, thank up. I'm reading the comments. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Have a good one. Good night, guys.